Hey guys, Andy here from ReverbNerds.com, and today I want to do a real quick tip about Reverb PreDelay, and I want to talk about what it is and one specific way that it can maybe help you achieve some of the sounds that you're looking for. So first off, let's talk about what PreDelay is for reverb. I think some people get confused because there's the word delay when talking about reverb. Really what it is it's just a value that tells the reverb how long to wait before coming back in with a reverberated signal after you feed something into it. So I'll just give you a quick example really quick on a patch I have here on the BigSky, all right? I'll roll back the decay. So there's a 5-second decay. There's no pre-delay on there right now. So what that means is the reverb is coming in right after I pick a note. So as you can see, the BigSky has a pre-delay knob. I've put it up to noon there, and let's see what that sounds like. I don't know if you can tell, but the reverberated signal is coming in a little later now. Let's turn it up even more. So you can definitely hear that. It's coming in a lot later there. As compared to an immediate response. So you can see what it's doing there. So now why would we want to use something like this, or what's the use of pre-delay? And you know, the main answer is, especially when you're talking about reverb when used in mixing software or whatever, is pre-delay can help you have a bigger perceived distance or space around whatever you're putting your reverb on. So if you think about it, if you're in a room or a hall or a big like church or something, and you say something or make a noise, and if there's a really long time between when you make the noise and the reverb signal hits your ears, that gives you a sense of space, right? So a longer pre-delay essentially can trick your mind or your head into thinking that it's a bigger space that's around whatever you're playing. So that's the general idea. When it comes to guitar, it's a little bit different though, and I feel like especially the way ambient guitar players play sometimes, it's more an effect and less like a tool to create space, if you know what I'm saying. So that's kind of a normal sound, right? This patch I have is typically for really big like swells and those kind of sounds, so I don't have a pre-delay because I want it to be in immediately. But if I was gonna say use this in like a situation where I'm picking out a lot of single notes or maybe playing some melodies, what it gives you the ability to do is have a big reverb, but also have it get out of the way of your playing a little bit. So it gets a little over-exaggerated there, and maybe the reverb just by itself, it can sound kind of weird, but really I feel like when it really shines, I'm gonna set it back so there's no pre-delay. I'm gonna turn on a delay from a timeline right before this. It's kind of just a normal tape delay. It sounds like this. So when you've got a lot of stuff going on, you can really get a muddy sound fast, and you can actually make it so your dry signal gets lost. And if you're looking to play some sort of picked melody or even a chord progression or something, that can get really, it can all just build up too much and get too muddy too fast. So that's all just kind of building up on top of each other. But if I start messing with that pre-delay, it might be subtle, but I think you'll see that stuff starts getting out of the way of my playing a little bit. that's pretty subtle, and obviously there's a few ways to get the reverb and delay out of your way. One would be turning down the decay so there's not as much a reverb going on. But this is to me one of the best uses of pre-delay in reverb pedals for guitar players anyway. So one last thing I want to say, I've got the Flint here, and you know, the Flint, maybe right now you're saying, well man, I wish my reverb pedal had a pre-delay control. Maybe it doesn't. There's something interesting I kind of noticed about the Flint. So I've got it on the 80s mode. There's 3 modes in the Flint. If you're not familiar with it, there's 3 reverb modes, and this 80s mode, I've got it a real short decay there. It sounds like this. So obviously I've got a really short decay, but you can hear how they've actually programmed in a tiny bit of pre-delay already. So there's just a little bit of time between your original signal and the reverberated signal. Let me switch to 70s mode there, which from what I understand is kind of like a hall reverb, I guess. There's maybe still a little tiny bit of pre-delay, but not as much as in the 80s mode. And the 60s mode, which is a spring reverb, there's really no pre-delay at all. So I just thought that was kind of interesting, the choice they made to put in a little bit of pre-delay there. It seems like they found a really good value that allows you to dial in, like I said before, a pretty big reverb, but be able to play a melody or something and it doesn't get as muddy as you would expect. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of idea of not only what pre-delay is, but kind of what it does for you. And so that's it for that. And I have a blog post associated with this video at reverbnerds.com. There's a link below this video, and I have tried to put together a list of all the reverb pedals that I can think of or know of that actually have this pre-delay control if you're interested in looking for something that has that. So anyways, that's it. Check out more tips at reverbnerds.com. We'll talk to you guys later.